Hello! Welcome to Essay Nights, the Essay Slayers. My name is Julie and I will be your instructor as we read through Support Children and Young People as Positive Behavior Essay. The article source is embedded in the video description below. Feel free to read along. Please note that you can get a custom, plagiarism-free essay for as little as $10 a page at Essay Nights. The link is in the description. The A9AYTZ2X83 school uses a framework of policies and procedures to encourage an environment where the children can learn, develop, to be safe and happy. It applies to the whole school community: the children, teachers, lunchtime supervisors, office staff and parents. The policies ensure that everyone is consistent, fair and understands the need for positive reinforcement. The school actively encourages and promotes good behavior from both inside and outside school, which is rewarded in a variety of ways: display boards, certificates, stickers, praise from other teachers and celebration assemblies on Fridays. Children also understand that poor behavior is not acceptable and appropriate sanctions will be taken dependent on the misdemeanor. Most would be sorted out by the teacher, TA or lunchtime supervisor, but a few may have to be brought to the attention of the head teacher or deputy if the behavior continues or deemed severe or extreme. By adhering to these policies and procedures, the school aims to recognize and promote positive behavior, and in doing so will help to promote self-esteem, self-discipline and build positive relationships based on mutual respect. The XXXXXX school believes every child has the right to learn, but no child has the right to disrupt the learning of others. The policies format all the expectations of the school, how they expect the pupils to behave. It encourages staff to be positive role models by showing the children what is appropriate and inappropriate behavior. Definitions of bullying are broken into three forms: physical, verbal and indirect, with examples of each to be absolutely clear. In the policies it is clearly explained the importance of attendance and the impact of missing school or just being late on others, as well as a student and the government rules and consequences of poor attendance and taking a child out of school for holidays. The rules the school expects everyone in the school community to adhere to have been devised by not just by the head teacher and governors but also the children. This inclusion ensures they are fully understood and accepted. The main aims to be polite, kind, courteous and to keep each other and themselves safe. Enforcement of these aims can be found around the school grounds and in classrooms displays. They are also discussed during lesson times and assemblies. The displays and reward sanction systems help to reinforce the values and expectations of the school, and in each classroom and throughout the buildings encouragement and reminders are given. In some of the younger classes there are cloud, rainbow and sunshine posters with the enticement of moving on the sunshine. This can be awarded for exceptional behavior, continued effort or meeting goals. This works in all the year groups where the goals are the same, just the delivery can be different depending on maturity. Each classroom have different displays of the school ethos that are rotated so they don't just become wallpaper, and sometimes the whole school can focus on a subject like bullying. The Code of Conduct ensures staff keeps calm when dealing with inappropriate behavior, and it's there to ensure both sides of the story are heard and dealt with consistently. It discourages inappropriate behaviors and encourages staff to be a positive role model by showing the children what is appropriate and inappropriate behavior. Children can often be quite single-minded and don't consider how their behavior would make others feel. This is a skill that needs to be taught, praised and congratulated when achieved. The policies and procedures in my setting also promote strategies that enable children to understand why they need to take turns and be patient. They set boundaries that support children through learning to know what acceptable behavior is and what isn't kind and maybe just thoughtless and not properly thought through. The Discovery School are now implementing a new body bench system, so if a child should feel lonely, left out or unhappy about a situation, they can sit on the body bench, and especially picked and trained mentors will go and see if there is anything he or she can do to help. This empowers both, helping to eliminate loneliness and foster friendship on the playground, encouraging the ideas inclusion and kindness. School isn't just a place where academic learning is taught, it's also where the basic tools of life are clearly set out and strengthened. Dealing with inappropriate behavior should be done in calm and considered manner, taking into account the maturity level, culture and history of the student. The aim is not to embarrass the child and belittle them, but for them to learn to take responsibility for their actions and hopefully to learn self-control. Most little incidences can be dealt with by the teacher, TA or lunchtime supervisor, but some behaviors will have to be referred to the head or deputy head teacher either because their severity or because of unwanted behaviors are repeated over and over. Class school rules should be clearly displayed throughout the school and classrooms. Also, themed assemblies can have some time when inappropriate behaviors are talked about and possible suggestions to situations can be talked about. Teachers may want to continue topics brought up in assembly in the classroom in more detail, allowing the children to talk individual situations and have a class discussion as to best ways to respond. Often children do things not thinking of the consequences or how it would make others feel, and so these discussion times would highlight how the other half was made to feel and therefore understanding why that particular behavior is discouraged or why it could be deemed as dangerous, unsafe or unacceptable. Some children just need to be given a stern look to remind them that what they are doing is discouraged, whether that is calling out in class instead of raising their hand and waiting their turn, or perhaps running in the school corridors. If something more serious is observed or reported, it should be stopped and calmed down as quickly as possible. You may have to remove the child or ask others to leave until the child has calmed down and able to talk. Give them time to explain how they saw the situation, making sure you also hear the other side of the story from others, and then you would be able to give a more informed response when you go back over it with the child, giving possible suggestions to how better to deal with a similar situation in the future. But what is equally important is to use positive responses for positive behavior. Pointing out and rewarding good behavior can be an effective way of reducing bad behavior. There are times when you feel you need to report a child's behavior to others. This could be as you need assistance or support in calming the child down as they are acting aggressively towards others or yourself. Some other members of staff may be more experienced with dealing with the child and have certain procedures in place, or if you are unsure how the child is going to behave from past experience, a senior member of staff, in my case a teacher, or someone in a higher position may be sought after due to the persistence or seriousness of the offense, whether that is fighting, being rude and abusive to others, or constantly ignoring instructions given. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me. I hope you enjoyed learning about support children and young people as positive behavior essay as much as I did. Kindly remember that you can get a custom, plagiarism-free essay at A9AYTZ2X83 for as little as $10. The link is in the description. See you next time.